To come on today's video, you may need to turn your subtitles on, and that includes the English. Bon appetit. So you've taken a massive risk at the moment.
His house sale fell through.
If things went belly up, say, what's the contingency and will it have a financial effect on you guys?
Could lose about £75,000. Seller could sue us for another similar amount. So contingency plans, go back to Scotland and lick our wounds.
Wally, ça va? So you are buying a gîte business in Vertoy-sur-Charente.
Yeah, but I'm also an online maths tutor.
But before any of that, roll intro. Wally, ça va? Voulez-vous? Ça va aussi? À table. Bon appétit. Good morning from the Bâtiments La Charente, the northernmost tip of the southwest of France. Absolutely blown away by all the comments on the video that went out yesterday, which is Wednesday. Thank you all so much. Getting comments from people that don't normally comment. Comments from my old work buddy Ralphie. Yeah, cheers Ralphie if you're watching. Absolutely blown away. I'm blown away by the Ikigai as well. So apparently, one of the bits of gym equipment was, well, an attempted delivery was made yesterday. So, and we weren't in. So it's a day early, so I've asked them to come back today. Anyway, the night goggles have also arrived. So I may or may not review them in this video. And we've also been offered a rising table, desk. What does that go up and down like that, electronically? I've said yes to that. You're probably getting to the age, well, the French have a lot of homework. They, in comparison to the UK, they have a lot of homework at school. So he'll be needing his new desk, computer and chair at some point. So yeah, we've got Stephen and Andrea arriving about 45 minutes time. Yes, that'll be an interesting chat. So, just avoiding dog poo around here. Anyway, don't know what next is. Whatever it is, let's do that. So I'll tell you what next was. We've just had a lovely morning having coffees and walks around the house with Stephen and Andrea. You may need to turn your subtitles on, and that includes the English. Because you're from Shetland. Well, you're not from Shetland, are you?
Originally Glasgow, but we lived up in Shetland for about 30 years. 30 years,
that's a long time. And so at the moment, your journey to the Charente, ironically was the original name of our channel, has been quite a problematic one. Yeah. So at the moment you're on a what type of visa are you on?
We've got the Liberal Entrepreneur visa, so 1 year visa to start with, and then in theory hopefully we'd have got the 4-year one renewal. Yes.
So I think it'd be interesting to tell the people about where you are in your particular journey, because you're here in a gîte at the moment and your house, so you've taken a massive risk at the moment.
We're basically flying by the seat of our pants.
Right, okay, so if you...
So yeah, our house should have sold in October, and the person buying our house, his house sale fell through. He then got another buyer in place which fell through, and we're now on third time lucky, so we are hoping our house will complete next 6 weeks so, and then we can go and buy our gîtes and property in Charente. So yeah.
So if things went belly up, say, what are the what's the contingency, and will it have a financial effect on you guys?
Yeah, ultimately, if it goes belly up, we could lose about £75,000, basing that on the cost of solicitors' fees, because we are in a contract to buy this property. Plus,
in Vertoy?
In Vertoy, yeah. Plus, we obviously have already paid a deposit, which was €32,500. And if we pull out or we crash the deal, the seller could sue us for another similar amount. So works out at 75 or 80,000 depending on the exchange rate at the time. Contingency plans, go back to Scotland and lick our wounds. Probably have to buy something there and then look at how we travel around France again.
So that is a good segue into my next question. Why France? Did you want to answer why France?
Well, why France? Partially because of my eating issues with intolerances for food, and I have absolutely no problem in Europe at all. Countryside is amazing. I just feel at home here.
Yeah, because this isn't your first visit to France, is it?
No, absolutely not. I actually visited France many, many, many years ago. But last few years we've visited quite a few times, and we settled on this area. You get more money, more bucks, well, more property for your money, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a beautiful area, very quaint, but everybody's so welcoming.
So you are buying a gîte business in Verteuil-sur-Charente.
Yeah.
And that's how you intend to fund your lifestyle whilst living here?
Yeah, but I'm also an online maths tutor. So I'm topping up my pension as well. So Stephen's mainly running the gîte business. So I've got to have a certain amount of income monthly to satisfy the French government. So hence why I was topping up with tutoring.
Yes.
So at the moment, it's going to satisfy that level and more.
No, that's good. So how did you find the visa process?
Well, we took a recommendation to use a lady that is a business PA. That's her business. She actually does a lot of work for visa specialists, so she does that as well. She subcontracts into HCB or something that do a lot of that. The visa part has been the easiest part.
Has it?
Yeah. She just tells us what we need to give her. She goes away and does all the work. We actually got a visa in less than a week from presenting it to the French embassy. It's cost us a bit of money, not as much as some people pay for these specialists, and I've heard lots of bad stories about people being let down. This woman's been amazing, and would recommend her to anybody. She's been brilliant, and we couldn't have done that part without her. I was still running my business. Andrea was working full time as a teacher, and trying to do all the paperwork in the morning, it would just have been a nightmare. So it was well worth paying for somebody to do it.
So it sounds like money well worth spent then.
It was very much so. I'm a great believer all through my business career. You take on people that are experts, and she was definitely an expert in her field, and it saved us a lot of grief and a lot of hassle on that side. It's just a pity she can't sell houses as well.
Yeah, so that's interesting that the visa was the interesting part for you. And the reason why you guys are over here now, pre-sales completion, is because you had 3 months to validate your visas.
You have a situation where you have to validate your visa from 3 months of arrival, but because it's a business visa, she advised us that we need to be over. Now, we've already lost 3 months because we need to build up an income.
Yeah.
So when we go for a renewal, they can see that we have been working towards, making the minimum or more to get our visa for next year.
Yeah.
Plus, we'll have done all the legal bits of validating the visa, had our doctor's appointment, our chest x-rays, etc. So that'll all be in place, and they look for that when they're getting ready to renew the visa.
Yeah.
If we rocked up in 6 months' time, we wouldn't have the time scale to show that we are making a business. We're actually making money, so it works in our favour to be here now. So we followed her advice and came over on Monday.
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah, so you've been here, what day is it?
This is Thursday. So
Yeah, so they've been here 4 days. So have you got your SIRIT number yet, or are you in the process of getting a SIRIT number?
That's starting next
we're
week.
having an appointment. She's actually on holiday this week, so she's arranged an appointment for the beginning of next week, and she's going to register the businesses then.
Yeah.
So we'll have our SIRIT number fairly quickly after that.
From watching France Unfiltered, I don't know whether you follow their channel. They as soon as you apply for it, once the application's in, you can start earning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
until it gets turned down or,
Yeah.
or not as a kid. But what's really interesting about your story and your house purchase is that you're not using an immobilier.
No, we're just buying from the buyer, mainly because of the cost of an estate agent charging and not
It
really
would
doing
cost
very
you
much.
a considerable amount of money, wouldn't it?
I think it was 342 less 325. So yeah, it was about 25,000 it was going to cost us.
Yes. Yeah, so you're saving on that.
Yeah, so that's money we can put towards paying for a car or work to the house or whatever.
How is that working out for you, not going through an estate agent and dealing directly with the vendor?
Only because of the stressful situation they're under because of our stress.
Yeah.
It's on the whole, it's been okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been a lot of it we've done through the notaire. There's been a lot of Facebook messages back and forward, but yeah, it's on the whole it's been okay. It's not been a problem, except for when they get stressed because we've told them we're not buying their house when they thought we were.
Yes, yeah. And so what I found interesting, and I didn't realise with your medical condition around tolerances to food, you don't have that issue in France at all. So a whole gastronomy, is that the word?
Yeah.
A whole lot of food, gastronomy, world has reopened to you then?
It has indeed. Bread, to have ordinary bread is amazing, but I can have things like cakes that I couldn't have, and I don't have to worry about going anywhere to eat.
Yes.
Because I can eat it all. Whereas before I've always had to be very, very careful on what I eat. And what I choose to eat. Now, you could have flour and sauces, and I couldn't have that. You know, so it's amazing. You can just actually relax and enjoy, which is something I've not been able to do for years.
You can't get her to walk past the boulangerie without having to go in.
Now, how do you find pronouncing French words with your Scottish accent?
I find it fine. The French maybe find it different. I was lucky. I lived in Belgium and Germany for a number of years when I was younger, so I've always found you just have a go.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I always tell them my French is pretty mediocre, and they smile, and then they speak English, and it's fine.
And what is super interesting, certainly for Stephen and I, is that you worked in the hotel business, and you managed the Lord Daresbury Hotel.
I was one of the management team there, yeah.
Between 1990 and 93, or 93 and 96?
93 to 96.
93, 96. So in 93, 96, I lived probably about a mile away from Stephen in the house that I grew up in. Not realise, we walked down the same paths, we went to the same shopping centres and stuff like that, you know, absolutely. So we've probably walked past each other at some point. So that's not realising that 30 years later, our paths would cross again. Exactly. So so what are you looking forward to most about moving to the northernmost tip of the southwest of France?
Northernmost tip. Yeah, the bread. Just the different lifestyle. I mean, we're used to, coming from Shetland, we're used to like the farmland and, you know, sort of seclusion, but it's the weather and just the whole lifestyle aspect of it.
Very relaxed.
But also the ease of access back to Britain when you need to, because getting from Shetland is like a 14-hour ferry journey, and it only goes once a day.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then if the weather's bad, it doesn't go. So you're stuck. So it can actually take you a few days to get to mainland Scotland from Shetland, whereas you don't have that problem from here.
No, not at all.
And it's relatively, probably cheaper to go from here to mainland Scotland than it is from Shetland to mainland Scotland. Yeah,
my brother came over, so a return flight and car parking cost him 80 quid.
Yeah.
So that was really good. We'll finish on this really, really important question. It's probably the most important question that I can think of. And you've got Lisa over in the corner smiling. I think she knows what the question is. Can you say purple curtains?
Purple curtains? Burglar alarms.
But burglar.
I've got to say
burglar alarm.
And as long as the girl is called Carol, And the boy isn't called Carol.
We're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you very much, guys. And I think if anyone's got any questions, that they want to ask Stephen and Andrea, drop them in the comments. I'm sure that you'll monitor the comments.
Absolutely, yeah.
Once they come out. What day did I say this day?
This is Thursday.
So tomorrow, Friday, they'll be monitoring the comments Friday and over the weekend. So if you guys got any questions, because their journey is quite a unique one, and you with a massive risk, but you obviously think it's worth it, and I think it is.
I feel I'm back home because I lived here in Europe when I was younger, and anytime I come on holiday, I feel I've come back home. So this to me is just a normal move.
Yeah. I suppose it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you, guys. So that's not a problem at all. So whatever next is, and it's probably me unboxing my new toy, which is the pull-up bar and the dip bar. And I will show you. Previously, I could do easily 15 dips, and I could do maybe about 8 pull-ups, with the last 2 being ugly ones. And I doubt I'll be able to do one now. But it's a start for 10. So whatever next is, let's do that. Right, that was a lovely interview with Stephen and Andrea. It's not Andrea. You have to pronounce it the Scottish way, Andrea.
I thought it was Andrea.
Andrea. I don't know. Anyway, a little bit out of sequence, but my curling bench has arrived, which was already here when I was doing the interview. But I'll show you that as I'm setting up the garage. But in the meantime, here's a little message from Aggie. And what you got to remember is he's taking the piss out of my hair because of diet and the beard. He's from the Navy. They're not very clever.
Just for men. So what do we call him? Do I call him the Grecian, which sounds really cool, especially with his camouflage suit on, or do I call him the big JFM?
JFM?
Just for men. Or to just wonder, because I mean, hair dye, Colin's striking blue eyes, dinner dates and things. Perhaps he should have been in the bleeding Navy, that's what I'm saying. All the best, buddy.
When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better. When I look at what I've done, now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better off, and baby, you don't belong. I could feel it in my bones. There was something going on, that shade of doubt hanging around that old. 'Cause darling, there is nothing right when all you seem to do is lie. Those days are gone. I'm walking tall while you're alone. When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better. When I look at what I've done, now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better.
You get what you pay for at the end of the day, don't you? I think it came to about €40. It's very, very rickety. And it's been designed by somebody who's never curled a weight in their life, because it's all in the wrong place. And I've put it together right. But anyway, yeah, the chin up and dip bar should be arriving today. But I won't be putting that up today because it's getting on. And I need to edit this video and tidy up. Right, so don't go away. It's not the end of the video. But I've got about another 10 more minutes to go. But here's a nice shot of the sky and the Charente. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh dear. Good morning. So this arrived. The pull-up and the dip thing. You got 4.3 on Amazon reviews. I'm not being sponsored by them. So hopefully it'll be less rickety than the Bicep Easy Bench. Blown away by all your comments still. Have I turned this on? Yeah. I'm still getting comments through that I didn't get round to yesterday. I was having to do this morning. 41 more comments than usual according to the analytics. And yeah, so right. So don't get me wrong, I am not depressed. I just had a bit of a down day. I've done a lot of work on myself since the diagnosis back in 2019. Had over 60 hours worth of intense trauma therapy. And so I know what I need to do to get myself out of those slumps. And I think everyone's entitled to a bit of a down day once in a while, and that's all it is for me, just every once in a while. So I've been given advice from diets to doing things that I enjoy doing, to making lists and this, that, and the other. And what I enjoy doing is this, funny enough, and also training as well. But when your anxiety and depression is linked to traumatic experiences, the stuff like diets don't work, or herbal stuff, it doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work for me anyway. I'm sure it might work for others. So I'm going to put this together. I'm not going to film it. This video's getting on. We're off around to Daryl and Liz's, who are making us a stew for lunch today, so that'll be lovely. And then I'm doing French ear trumpet tonight, talking, full enough, about mental health. Of which I'm not an expert in, but I'm an expert in my mental health. And so, but wasn't it a cracking conversation yesterday with Andrea, and Stephen from Scotland, who are taking a massive risk coming over here. But it just goes to show how serious they are about moving to this wonderful country and for a change of lifestyle. So kudos to them. So I'm going to put this together, then we'll see whether I can do a dip and a pull-up. Remembering that the reason why I've not trained in 18 months is because I impinged my C8 nerve, and how I knew that I'd done that the first time was that I went to the gym and I tried to do a dip and my right arm just collapsed. And so it was impinging on any sort of sense, and then I lost a load of muscle in my right tricep over the last 18 months, and that's slowly coming back thanks to it resolving itself. So it'll be interesting to see how many dips I can do and how many pull-ups I can do. So let's do that. Have you ever heard of the expression, prior planning and preparation prevents piss poor performance? Hopefully the camera's going to follow me around, but I've got this left to go on there, which is going to form part of the pull-up. Is it following me? Yeah. The ceiling's too small. Right. Off to Daryl and Liz's. Oh, we'll see if we can put it somewhere else. Right, see you in a bit. Right, so back from Daryl and Liz's. I'm going to have to put it this side. Otherwise I'll be smacking my head on there. And I'm going to have to hang and then do that. So this is going to be interesting. Right. That's because of the floor, I reckon. Oh, right. 5. Right, I'm pleased with 5, considering that the last time I just collapsed. So obviously the impingement has gone. I'm going to get my breath back. Then I'm going to try for a pull-up. Right. So I'm going to have to dangle and then try and do it right. Here we go. Oh, no. I've got a long way to go. I can't do one. Can I even do the underside? No. Right. I've got a long way to go. I've got a lot of work there. Anyway, whatever next is, let's do that. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Laters.